the occasion of Women's Day, Nippon India Mutual Fund interviews its top women distributors for a property called She Has the Answers. Women in our society get asked pretty disconcerting questions solely because of their gender. But the women who we interview today learn to navigate these questions in their pursuit to the rise to the top. With their wit and determination, they earn the respect of not only their peers, but also the opposite gender. Let's uncover the tenacity of each woman entrepreneur, how they push their boundaries, so everyone could say, she has the answers. Hello, everyone. In today's interview, I have Benoli Dodhiwala Jain. She's one of the among some of the most powerful women entrepreneurs here, and she's carved a name for herself. She's the founder and CEO of Money Mart, and she has done her master's in management studies in finance from NL Dalmia Institute. Benoli is greatly passionate about creating financial awareness and has conducted over 115 investor education programs in the last 10 years. And she's a mother of a 10-year-old. Let's hear from Benoli about her experiences in this industry and how she stood up for herself when odd questions about gender inequality came her way. And she broke the glass ceiling in the mutual fund industry.
Hi, Vyoma. Thank you for that introduction. And it's my pleasure to be here on this chat with you.
In today's topic, She Has the Answers, Benoli. This is to celebrate the stupendous journey you've had, both as a professional and a fabulous woman achiever. We all get asked these questions, about because of our gender, and they're pretty funny when it comes to answering them. So the first question, what were some of the most interesting questions you had to handle during your career?
Okay. So a couple of them, but I'll talk about the two most interesting ones. And I'm sure a lot of listeners here would have come across these questions. So the question asked to me was, whose business is this? Now, this was very intriguing for me because I'd already briefed this prospect before we met that I had my own firm. In spite of that, when I met the client, he kept asking me, okay, is this your own venture? I said, yes, of course, I started this on my own, and I gave him my background of my education and stuff like that. I again get a follow-up question. That's lovely. But is your husband also a part of this, or is it your father who started this business? And then it went on and on, that you definitely, that you look very young. So how did you get into financial advisory all by yourself? So yes, you don't want to definitely share your age with anyone. But this is something which kept on coming to me, because I started quite young, that, how being a woman, you have started, something into finance all by yourself, because generally people believe that, women and finance are two different things. So that was one question. The second question, which also was very funny actually, was what happens to my finances if you decide to stop working in a few years? As being a woman, you may have the liberty to not work like most other women. Or similar questions like that, that what happens if you decide to take a long sabbatical for raising a child? So these are certain questions which we as women would also have in our own head that, because these are possibilities that could happen. And then how you deal with them is actually quite important.
Yeah, so true. And so well handled. So did you get better and better in terms of handling these questions as you progress in your career? And when did the initial doubt that others had, it turned into respect?
Oh, yes, I got much better and better because the first thing that happened was that these questions stopped surprising me. Also, I realized that if I up my own game, then automatically these questions will stop. So what did I do? I started conducting IAPs, investor awareness programs, with small audiences of 20, 30 participants. So that increased my own confidence. Confidence was also talking in public, confidence of also handling a huge crowd. Then I started helping the needy, like my maid, food vendor, AC guy, did IAPs for municipality, school teachers. So all these things made me realize that actually we are in such a noble job. And eventually this thing made me start loving my own work. So now when you have confidence and when you love your work, definitely, you excel in what you do. So slowly my articles started coming in the digital media. And that's when even my close circle, my friends, relatives, they started taking note of my work. Another thing which happened, that exactly 2 years into my career, we had the Lehman Brothers crisis in 2007. And that's when the stock market fell by 56% in 11 months. Now what happened is just because it was, newly, I started my business 2 years back. So all of my clients were losing money because there was a steep fall. So I had two options to either avoid them or, go and start meet them. I chose the other one. So I started meeting them and I started increasing my conversations and I handheld them. And so eventually, when markets started making good returns in the following 2-3 years, they actually realized my worth of advice. So these are certain things which I did, which actually helped me gain some confidence and also respect from, my close circle. And then slowly references started coming in from relatives, from existing clients. And that's when I knew there is no looking back. So it's been my journey.
That's just wonderful to hear, Vinoli. What are the tips you would like to share with younger women who are starting out in the mutual fund industry, and how can they get to be respected faster, for their wit and their achievements?
Yes. So I actually have a very simple solution to this, and that is work on these 3 T's. Okay. The first T which you need to work on is team. So you need to have few people in your office or the group of people you work with who treat this as their own business, so that when you are not available, the work is not hampered. So build a team of people who are equally good like you, or they are better than you, so that the business can be carried on for a longer time. The second T is technology. This should be very, very strong. Use the best softwares, task managers, research tools, digital transactions. Don't compromise on spending on this space. The third T is time management. As women, we actually need to handle multiple responsibilities. And so time management is very crucial for us. So if your team and technology are in place, time management becomes easy. Generally, I truly believe and practice having a good work-life balance. And I myself take several short vacations every year, but this is only possible because of smart time management. So work on these 3 T's and you will excel. And last but not the least, you need to learn to say no. You need to say no to awkward clients who make you feel uncomfortable, or there are clients who take up too much of your time but don't give you adequate wallet share. So say no and choose the number of people you want to work with.
Thanks so much, Vinoli. Thank you. We loved having you, and this is really inspirational for the new, the younger girls who are coming into this industry. And we really need, to showcase that we are also as strong as men, and we can also shoulder these responsibilities when it comes to money making and money management. So thank you so much, Vinoli, for being a part of this show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And in fact, the topic of your show is, she has all the answers. I would say women have all the answers. So just be confident and trust yourself, because you can do it.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.